In 1762, Edo was the thriving heart of the Tokugawa shogunate. Beyond its rigid social order stood a walled, moated district built for sanctioned pleasure, the Yoshiwara. By night, it glittered with lanterns, music, and painted beauties. At its heart were the courtesans, women trained to embody beauty, conversation, and art. They were queens of the floating world, yet prisoners within it. This is what a single day looked like for one of them. Our day begins at dawn as the great gate creaks open for departing clients. Inside, our courtesan watches her latest patron vanish into the mist. She peels off her layers of silk, unties the massive front-knotted obi, and lets her attendants remove hairpins from her sculpted coiffure. The white lead makeup is wiped away, revealing tired eyes. In a simple cotton yukata, she rests on a futon, head on a high wooden pillow to preserve her hair. Sleep is brief. Late morning, Yoshiwara is quiet. Under the watch of her young attendants, or kamuro, she strolls the district's streets, the only outside she's allowed. Beyond the gate, she cannot go without a police permit and escort. She may pause at a small shrine, greet another courtesan, or browse a shop. Soon, she returns to the teahouse to prepare for the night. The afternoon is for upkeep, practicing shamisen, composing poems or writing flirtatious letters to patrons. Like most courtesans, she entered when she was young, sold by her parents, trained in music, dance, calligraphy, tea ceremony, and games. Now, as a high-ranking Oiran, she cultivates every detail of her persona. Days off are rare, only New Year and the Bon Festival. Illness is no excuse. Work is constant. Preparation begins well before sunset. After a perfumed bath, she sits before her mirror. Her face and neck are coated in thick white makeup, lips painted vermilion, eyes delicately accented. Her hair is waxed and pinned into elaborate shapes, glittering with combs and ornaments. She dresses in multiple layers of silk kimono, topped with a padded hem uchikake robe, each hand-painted with seasonal motifs. Finally, the wide obi is tied in front, a visible mark of her trade, and she steps into towering black lacquered komageta sandals, barefoot. Compared to the muted dress of geisha, her look is bright, heavy, and opulent. At dusk, Yoshiwara transforms. Lanterns glow, music drifts from teahouses. Lower-ranking women sit in haremi's lattice rooms, playing shamisen to lure customers. But a top Oiran does not display herself so openly. Her clients arrange meetings through a teahouse, and she makes her entrance in the Oiran dōchū, a grand procession. She steps into the street with her entourage, lantern-bearing servants, 2 kamuro, and a male attendant to guide her. Musicians announce her with flutes and drums. She performs the stylized Soto Hachimonji walk, figure-8 steps dragging the sandal tips, while her embroidered kimono hem sways. Crowds gather to admire her height, the lavish fabrics, the glittering hairpins. For common townsfolk, this is as close as they'll get to a celebrity. At the tea house, her patron, perhaps a wealthy merchant or a disguised samurai, awaits. Courting a top courtesan takes time and fortune, gifts, feasts, and multiple visits before intimacy is granted. In the private room, they exchange polite greetings over sake. A geisha is present to play shamisen and keep the atmosphere lively. Her muted kimono and simpler hair mark her apart from the courtesan. The geisha's role is entertainment without intimacy, her allure built on music, dance, and conversation. The courtesan, however, blends artistry with seduction. She pours drinks gracefully, trades clever banter, and may suggest games or perform a short dance. Every gesture is calculated to make the client feel singularly valued. When the geisha departs, the night turns private. Here lies the core difference. The courtesan's company includes physical intimacy, offered within a ritualized framework. Sessions are often timed by burning incense sticks, though a truly wealthy man will book her for the night. Through the small hours she must please, never refuse. By dawn, the cycle ends. The client leaves with polite promises. She receives gifts that often end up as brothel property. She undresses, attendants fold away the kimono, and she sees the toll, rash from makeup, sore joints, perhaps the creeping signs of illness. Disease, including syphilis, is common here. The life of a high courtesan is a study in contrasts. By night, she is a radiant star, adored and envied. By daybreak, she is a commodity, exploited and expendable. Officially, Edo society places courtesans at the bottom of the moral hierarchy. They are outcasts in the eyes of respectable folk. Yet, ironically, these women set the trends for fashion and culture. Their images appear in popular woodblock prints, ukiyo-e, and their clothing styles are copied by high-born ladies fascinated by the latest courtesan couture. Writers compose poems about their beauty, and theatre plays are written inspired by their love stories. The courtesan is both vilified and venerated. Some are even given the flattering nickname kaisei, meaning castle topplers, implying that their charms could bring down powerful men or alter political fortunes. It is said that a truly famed Oiran could bankrupt a rich merchant who became infatuated or cause a lord to neglect his duties. Such is the dangerous allure they wield. Our courtesan knows of legendary predecessors, like the 17th century beauty Takao, who was said to have refused a shogun's advances and was tragically killed, or others who retired in scandalous luxury after a patron bought their freedom. These stories swirl around her, part cautionary tale, part aspiration. Sadly, many end their days in the throwaway temple, buried in mass graves before the age of 25. And yet their world fuels Edo's culture. Kabuki theatre, ukiyo-e prints, music and poetry all draw from the floating world. The courtesan upholds a strange balance in society, providing a sanctioned outlet for desire while embodying both art and exploitation. The winds of change are on the horizon, though she cannot know it. In years to come, the geisha, those skilled entertainers who do not engage in prostitution, will rise in prominence. Many patrons will come to prefer the geisha's company for platonic flirtation and artistic pleasure, finding a different sort of allure in the unconsummated, teasing relationship geisha offer. The courtesans with their ostentatious style will be seen as relics of an older time, gaudy and outdated compared to the chic simplicity of geisha fashion. By the end of the Edo period, the once glittering ranks of Oiran will have dwindled. Eventually, in the modernizing reforms of the late 19th century, Japan will outlaw the licensed pleasure quarters and the profession of courtesan will vanish into history. But on this day in 1762, under the paper lanterns and the spring night sky of Edo, the courtesan still reigns supreme in the floating world. If you found this exploration into the life of a Japanese courtesan interesting, be sure to check out our video on the life of a galley slave during the Age of Sail, on your screen now. But if you've made it this far, thank you for watching, stay curious, and we'll see you on the next one.